This is so awesome. Like, I was wanting this day to happen, and one day I just took a chance. I said, Shelly, would you come to the show? And
I don't even know
true
what you mean
enough,
take a chance. I was like, of course.
she said yes, and she's here now. We're doing the countdown. As you can tell, it's going on right now. This is the stream show, and Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am like inside jumping up and down because I'm a huge fan of what Shelly does online.
I don't
And
think you're
Shelly,
huge.
I'm a huge
I'm,
fan.
I know, but
I'm a big fan.
I was being
I,
a wordsmith.
I know, but
Strict.
remember I told you,
I was trying to be clever.
and you really were, but you remember I was telling you I was still kind of waking up from my nap?
Fair enough. I shouldn't have hit you with that with the cleverness too early after waking up.
Cool. It is cool. So thank you so very much to coming onto the stream show, and for everybody that's coming on right now, please let us know where you're coming on from. And Aubrey's here. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for hanging out with us. We're like several weeks away from meeting, but I still remember you. Shelly, tell me this. You have some new things happening in YouTube right now. And I just want to dive right into your channels. Like, I've seen YouTubers have 1 or 2 channels. You have like 5 or 6.
I have more that you don't even know about. I have more that I'm not even on technically, just my voice is on. Like, I'm just put it out there. Like, testing, experimentation, all that stuff. Yeah, I like to do that.
That's really cool that you do that.
But it's also because I have a squirrel brain. I have ADD and I can't be focused. I don't like to be boxed in, you know? So if I want to make
Shelly? Like, don't we all?
If I want to make a tutorial about, cricket, or if I want to make a tutorial about makeup, or if I want to make, something else, like, I need to have an outlet to share that.
I see that. I see that, and I think that's really cool that you do that. Do you think I would be a great makeup tutorial person? Do you think I could do
Why not?
that?
Why not?
Well, first of all, I have no idea.
I mean, you could have an entire stream series and video about like Sunday night. I used to call it Sunday night skincare. And so like every Sunday, skincare Saturday or whatever, skincare Sunday, I would go through the process of like a mask and a face wash and a toner and like all of these steps. And I'm like, what if you just did that as a live stream and it took, 40 minutes every Sunday, and you could talk to people about your weekly recap or what you're looking forward to the next week, and just go through the whole process of what is it like to take care of, your own skin, and as you're getting older and being like a gentleman, and like, I think that's fascinating.
Lights, camera, action. Join the stream team and be a part of the streaming network. Our goal is to help you succeed.
So I don't know if she was watching the countdown, but she ended like right on time. If you haven't joined the stream team on Facebook, all you have to do is type it in. It is a group that we're growing. So join the stream team. I have a lot going on today, and I'm not going to waste any time to get right back to Shelly Saves the Day because I'm excited about this one. There you
What's
are.
up, everybody? No, I wasn't watching the countdown because, it's delayed in a playback window anyway. So I was just,
It ended right on time. So great job to you. And you're talking about skincare, and you look beautiful tonight.
Oh, thank you. I did just take a shower. So, I mean, I got that going for me.
So not only are you looking beautiful tonight, but you smell good as well.
How do you know?
I did radio for a long time.
Is it that I don't smell bad, or is it actually that I smell good? Because you don't know.
Well,
it could be.
Well, I don't know, but I am just thinking that if you just took like a shower or something, that perhaps you use nice soap that smells good. Just perhaps.
I'm just messing with you. It's fine. I do smell good. I smell lovely.
I'm sure you do. I mean, what do you use? So if you're at home if you're at home. I don't know if you buy yourself for that, but if you're at home and it's in the evening and you get out of the shower, would you put on perfume or anything like that?
Sometimes. Or, scented body lotion or, whatever. Yeah.
There you go. That's just a question. I don't know. I didn't ever think about that until my wife, like, she does it all the time. Like, she's always, like, putting on perfume and stuff. I mean, I like it. And I'm trying to say hello to Richard. Richard, I put your comment up there several times. But hello, Richard. I had a chance to meet Richard at People of Video. Very cool guy. He's been hanging out
Oh,
with us for a long time,
I was
and
sad I
now
wasn't at People of Video.
I'm
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 glad you had a good
sad you
time.
wasn't there as well. I was anticipating meeting so many people, and we actually did meet in person. And not only did we meet, Shelly, you actually put me to work.
Yeah, probably. That
Do
sounds like
you
something I would do.
you don't remember it?
I don't know.
We was
I don't
down at
deny that it happened.
Podfest. Down at Podfest, we were
Yeah.
a part of the Amazon.
Oh, was I
Um,
making you make videos on the spot? Because I
I
was just
was
telling you it's not
yes.
that hard. Yeah.
Can you post my? He's like, hey, can you start my camera for me? So of course I could.
Yeah.
Like
Or yeah, yeah,
whatever
hit
I
the
could
button.
do. Yeah, hit the button. I could do that.
Hit the button.
So business growth ready is saying hello. So good to see you. And there he is, Christian here. Audio could be up 30. Okay, so am I
Mine or
bad
his.
audio? It may be me. Maybe I'm not loud enough. I need to monitor that. So let's check this out. Thank you, Christian. Let's see here. Um, because a lot of time my guests could be a little louder than me, so I should be doing that a little better. All right, let's see what this sounds like. I sound good, Shelly. How about you?
Yes, you
Can you
sound
talk?
good. I'm just messing with you.
It is okay. It is okay. I'm just glad that somebody would say something. I normally would go through the whole video and I rewatch the video and it's like, man, I'm really low and no one said a thing. Live stream your brand. Hello to you. I really like to know who the creator is behind that. So, and then Anthony, good to see you tonight. And people are here. It's all cool. Here is Keely saying hello to you.
Hey. Hey, girl. Hey.
Shelly Saves today. Nice to see you hanging out with DJ Strick. You know, it's a Shelly. It's a really big deal for you to hang out with DJ Strick. Have you ever heard that?
Is it because you're such a big deal?
No, I'm not a big deal, but I just wanted to say
I don't
that.
know.
Maybe if I said it, it would mean something. I don't know.
Okay. Because I know it can't be because I'm a big deal. Because I've met me, I'm not that big of a deal.
Oh, you are definitely a big deal. Like, how many people do you know has got 6, 7, 8, and even YouTube channels that nobody even knows is you?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
There you go. There you go. Neither can I. Neither can I. So good. I did get a chance to monitor the video. And one of the things about Ecamm that's really, really cool, they give you an opportunity to monitor your audio. But if you're a speaker monitoring your audio, you get the echo thing. So you should be testing ahead of time before you get started. So then you could turn the monitor off and you don't hear the echo, but all of the levels are fine. So Henri says everything is fine. So thank you so very much. And then I have some of my people coming through. And my guy Kirk Nugent is here. So Kirk,
He's my
man,
people
thanks
too.
for
What
hanging
are you
out.
talking about? You can't just claim Kirk
Why not?
because he's a man of the people, for the people. He's my person too.
Okay, well, let me explain it this way. Kirk and I live about 2 hours away from each other and have
That's just
never,
geography, Strick. That's just
never
geography.
met. So never met each other. So we got to work this out, Kirk. But
Okay, well,
it
you
is
know what?
cool.
How about this? Not only have I met Kirk, I have taken photos of him down at Podfest. So,
Oh, okay.
maybe
I
he's
was
more my
waiting.
person than he is your person.
It could be, but I took
Do you ever
pictures
think
with
about
him
that?
down there too. I took pictures with Kirk down there as well. But I'm
No,
glad you
of
said
him, for him, like a photographer would.
I'm glad you said it was at Podfest because you started off saying I took pictures of Kirk and I didn't know where you were going with that. But it was at Podfest, so you're cool.
It's his fault for leaving his windows open on a Friday night. What am I supposed to do when I drive by?
You know, the windows in his studio were never like real windows. They were like pictures. Did you know that?
Nope.
Yep. So
Had
I'm
no
telling one of his secrets. I'm telling one, and then he did say this. We did a photo shoot at VidFest. So there you go. There you go. Man.
Mhm.
So he's saying hey to both of us. He says I'm both your people. So he's trying
Exactly.
to
That's what I
be
said. That's what I said. I said I was willing to share him.
all right. So I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. Live stream your brand and says, well, everyone is welcome to our summit in 2023. And they're saying it's
Are you
him.
paying for travel? I'll go to Bali. It's on my bucket list, man. You're paying for travel. I'm there whenever that is.
There you go.
I'm gonna clear my calendar for that.
Hey, I absolutely love that too. I'll go too. And why not have somebody pay for travel? Like I learned that. So Shelly, I started off like when we met, I did a video in Barbados about this show tonight. And I want to tell you something. The beach that we were on in Barbados was super cool. I said, hey, I really want to show this beach off, but I was so tired. Instead of doing like a review of my time there, I took a nap today. So maybe you'll see it on like my Facebook
Okay.
page or something, or
All right.
Instagram. And we
I
are
saw it on Instagram before the other videos that like I think I was following also like in your stories.
Shelly, are you following me now?
I don't know, but I check in from time to time.
Is
So
that
here's the
is
deal. So some people like get like personally offended if people don't necessarily follow them like on some social platform, something like that. And I just want to say for a second, sometimes it's just well, laziness. Sometimes it's just strategic because you're trying to curate a feed of people that are like, let's say, in the same type of industry or same type of content matter. So if I fill it with all of my friends, then I'm not going to see the posts in a certain type of category that I'm looking for that I'm trying to curate. So that's the only reason why I like everyone, but like just fine. It just may not be that I follow them on some platform versus another. Like on TikTok, I follow a lot of people, but like on Instagram, I keep it sometimes a little bit more curated to people that I know who are also in like YouTube education space
right?
or that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you said that. And I didn't or would not get offended if you did or didn't
Some
follow
people
me.
do. They really do. It's interesting that way. But like sometimes I also like I still like go and I look at people's stuff in their stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm still on Instagram throwing stuff on the wall. I'm just doing whatever I want to do. So, it's me. So if you go to my Instagram page, it is me. So I'm doing some content creation. I'm doing some repurposing. So guess what,
Mm,
Shelly? This
mm,
show is
mm,
going to be
mm.
on Instagram.
Macro
Parts of this
content
show.
repurposing. Yes. You know that at Podfest/VidFest I was on a panel and I was talking about the power of micro content repurposing, stripping out live streams and creating like shorts and reels and all these things. And the number of people that I actually had coming up to me being like, "Do you do this? Can I hire you for this?" I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that." Had a conversation with one of the owners of a company that kind of does a video editing service. And he really just told me that like it's really not that difficult. And I'm like, why don't I just do this? So I'm actually starting a company called Content Minis. I'm not trying to get into the world of like finished editing. I want your finished live stream or podcast or something like that, Q&A. And I will take it and I will chop it up so that you can have multi pieces of content like Instagram reels and stories and shorts and, carousel posts if you did like some sort of listicle video. So that's
I
coming.
like that. I
That's in the
like that.
future. Yeah. Content Minis.
So for
I said it's
everybody,
your content, just smaller.
so I got a lot of people talking to us in the comments, and I'm going to get to the comments. But since you said that, I had an interview with OM Video at
Mhm.
People of Video. And he said, for everybody that's listening, a lot of us love to be in front of the camera. But to really monetize what you're doing, the knowledge that you have about Ecamm, how to live stream, the opportunity will be bigger behind the camera during the production or even remote production. Kirk would amen me on this, I'm sure. So some of us may have to change our mindset if we have learned how to do all this stuff. I got the Stream Deck. I got the Rodecaster Pro. I know how to use the system. There are other people that have larger channels that need to live stream or brands that need to live stream, and you
Yeah.
don't need to be on the stream. You may just need to be the person that's doing it remotely, and there
Yep.
are opportunities there. You can get paid initially and not, oh, I'm such the actor, or I'm the talent, and you go onto your channel and nobody's watching. You can still do that, but also monetize your
Yeah.
opportunity of the knowledge that you have to running Ecamm. Guys, be thinking
Yeah.
about
I
this.
met a whole bunch of people that do remote live stream producing for other people. It's totally a thing. And people pay pretty well for something like that. So you are in the green room or whatever you want to call it, and you're just pushing all the buttons and making sure the scene, are switching and absolutely you're not on screen, but you're like running the show. And I know a lot of people that actually get hired for that.
So You want to get monetized. We need to talk about that a little more. So Bowie
Well,
is.
have you watched the live streams that I do about the like content like streams, like revenue streams that I do like on my channel?
I missed that one.
So I call it the monthly revenue report, and I actually break down how much I'm making and what categories of slice of revenue pie in the whole like picture. And I always try to tell people like YouTube AdSense is like not it, because like in any one of my months that I report, it's like a sliver that's like 2% or less, 3% or less, and a lot of people are like all about it. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like if you don't have like 10 streams of income, even if it's a trickle, even if it's like $5, $10 coming in, like you need to diversify and think of more things. I've got like Etsy, and I've got like services, or I've got like copywriting skills that I'm doing for like some companies that I used to work for, or I'm doing like the Amazon influencer program or whatever it is, and I actually just like bring it out there in a pie chart and show people like AdSense is nothing to me.
Wow. Guys, she did that in such a smooth way. I hope you heard it, because everybody's climbing this YouTube mountain. And I tell people, Shelly, that YouTube, from a social media platform or a content creator platform, it is the best one as far as monetization. But you're saying that even though it's the best one, the pace that you get from it is still small based on the other revenue sources that you could have to monetize.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, for sure. So like if and like I said, like I think we did the math one time. It's like I make 20 times more or like 100 times more off of like Amazon influencer program than I ever did off AdSense. There are some months in AdSense I don't even get paid in the month, so it's just like if I was trying to live off that only, I would like starve. I wouldn't even be able to afford the top ramen pack. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I would just be starving. So
Wow. Wow. That's for everybody that's watching today. So I didn't even ask her to do that part, but she's giving content because that's what Shelly does. She's here to save the day. Godly. And we actually did that at the same time. That was really cool. I did radio for a long time, Shelly, and I'll be honest with you. I had this lady she was an actress, right? And I was just actress, spoken word artist. And a friend of hers said she was in town, and can she just come to the show that I was doing? And I was like, cool, come on. You know this person, you know that person, great, no problem, because I'm like the guy that, loves to meet new people. Well, not only was she an actress and had some credits to her, right? She was a beautiful lady, but her charisma and her personality matched mine. So that one day that I had her in the studio was like one of my best shows ever. Just because we had chemistry, and that goes so far. I'm not talking about what are you doing after the show. I'm talking like right live on the show, the banter back and forth was right on time, and it just worked. So doing radio and meeting people that know how to be know how to be talent, like really know how to work it, is so cool to me. So I'm just kind of adding that tidbit that you are on it, and I love it. So the live stream brand is saying, hey, let's see if we get Ecamm to sponsor. And he's like, well, I've already asked Katie, though. Well, if you ask Katie, you got to the right person, and you right where you need to be, and hopefully you work it out. And is it Canadian
I think it is. Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, there you go. I need to get some turkey in my life today.
You know
I'll
what? Last year,
celebrate
I was like, I would die on this hill. Sometimes turkey's okay. Honey baked ham.
It's
It's better sometimes. It's
I'll
better
agree.
than turkey.
I'll agree. But it's the combination of the turkey, the honey baked ham, the gravy with the what do you call it? Is it stuffing for you, or well, I guess
Yeah, you call it stuffing or dressing.
Dressing, right? Stuffing, dressing,
Same.
cranberry
potato.
sauce. So do you have it jellied, or do you like it to where it's chunky cranberry sauce?
Jelly.
Jelly. Okay, I can go either way. It don't matter, because it's gonna be a pile of
Exactly.
just food all together. Mac and cheese.
The potatoes au gratin are like scalloped potatoes. Yes. Sweet potato, like souffle.
So is it collard greens? Guys, we're talking
And-
about content creations and Thanksgiving because of, our Canadian brothers and sisters are celebrating.
Mhm. You know, my friend Zach, he's Canadian, and he always does prime rib with his family. He always says that Thanksgiving is for prime rib in his house.
There you go. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
You can have all kinds of tradition when it comes together. All right. Oh, this is funny. Business growth ready says, "Oh, Shelly, thanks. Now I know why my wife doesn't follow me."
You know what? I don't follow my husband.
Well, my wife follows me. She makes sure
He's
that I
not my
post
content
about her.
niche.
There you go. You didn't need to be
So,
there. He can just grab your phone and look at what you're doing. Repurposing is my favorite thing. There you go, Anthony. That's pretty cool. Chop it up. Chop it up. Christian says chop it up. Remote producing for the win. There you go. So I was right. Bring it. Kirk said very true. So I said something and he responded to it, Shelly. I don't want you to take his very
why
true
are you trying to
statement.
take credit?
No, no,
That
no,
was
no.
that was for me because I've been
I
dropping like gems.
no, I
You've been
called
like
it
with the
first though.
assist.
I called it
Okay.
first. I said, okay, I
Sure.
want you to know that he was responding to me.
Yeah, I
So
don't
the
think so.
next one, you have to see it in the comments and you can call it. I don't know. Okay, talk more about remote production. Okay, we could do that. Maybe we'll get back into it. Mini content home. Oh, you're not seeing this. So Ingrid, so I had a chance to meet Ingrid as well. So thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Content Mini, hometown girl, I will be talking to you. So she's in the
Actually, that's good.
Seattle
You should
area?
actually get in there fairly soon because I'm only taking the first 4 clients and I already have 2.
No, 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 no. What
So,
are you talking about? Did I miss
for
something?
content minis for the content repurposing.
And how many clients are you taking?
So I'm only taking 4 because it's a partial editing, so it's 2 hours each workday. So it's 2 hours each day that I work with these clients while I create the SOPs and the procedures that I want, and then I'm gonna hire out and outsource the video editors after I give them the process that I follow and then I want them to follow. And so the additional, like, next 4 people, 4 or 5 people would work with the next editor, and then when they get full, I will hire another one, and it just repeats. So
Wow. So on my trip to Barbados, I did like a whole list of running what I call Strict City Agency, like my marketing firm, and that's like the first part of it. I'm adding something additional to the back end of mine because of my target audience. I do a lot of work in the church world, so pastors that need help with their content, not just getting online, but they want to write books. I'll
mm.
help them do that as well. So we'll talk offline about that. Right now, you have 2, and you have how many seats open?
I'll only take 4.
You only take 4. So
Yep.
by elimination, I'm gonna do some easy math here, guys. Gretchen, you mentioned it. I need you to inbox her now. All right. So what's the inbox? Should she do like Instagram, Facebook? How should she get to you, Shelly?
Yeah, I think Instagram is fine. Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Or Gmail. I think it's contentminis at Gmail.
Contentminis at
Or
gmail.com.
you can just follow me on, I think you might already be on Instagram. You could also DM me on there.
Now, are you
Whatever.
being really select about this, or you saying, "Hey, I'll give you the information if it fits what you're trying to do. This is what it is. This is what I do, and this is what it costs."
Um, Sorry, rephrase your question. Is it a what?
So are you filtering like the people? Are you kind of like if someone contacts you, say, "Hey, I want you to do this for me," and you just say this is the price, or are you choosing the people that you want to have? Like, do you have a wait list or something like
Both.
that?
It's both. So first we do a Zoom and we talk about like what content platforms are listed in priority, in which, and what is it that you're looking in for and expecting. There's a few things that I'm not doing. Like, I am not taking people's videos and then creating all these crazy effects and doing additional things. Like, if you want captions, fine. The on-screen captions with some emojis, fine. If you want it in a square with stretched out or whatever to maintain the 16:9 in the middle with your information on top and bottom, fine. So, but there's a few things that I'm not going to do. So it just really depends. And it also depends on their expectations. If they come in like a real asshole and be like, I want this, this, and this, and this, and I'm like, nope, that's not what I do. Because I don't have to take anybody. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not going to work with people who are going to have like unrealistic also expectations of, it's a chop shop, dude.
Oh, I
Like, you're not
love it.
asking for like beautiful, like, I'm not going to take your gigs and gigs and gigs of like unfinished stuff and put it together. Like, find someone else to do that. That's not what I'm like. Give me your finished product and let me chop it up. in order of like importance to you. Like that's what I do. It's a very niche service and it's only for a few people, so I'm not expecting for it to work for everybody.
I absolutely love it, and I have an editor, and that's exactly what they do for me, and that's what I put on my Instagram, my Facebook, and TikTok. So I know the importance of it. If you're doing live streaming and you need to repurpose it, and you don't have the time because you're doing 20 million other things,
Yep.
find an editor. Like it is
Yeah, or
worth
like if
it.
you're creating a video podcast and then a lot of them are business owners and they're busy and they want to get to the next thing. They don't have time to like chop it up, but they want to also be on a lot of the platforms and have multiple pieces of content like Gary Vee is always talking to them about.
Right.
And also if you're someone who's doing like a lot of Q&A, like someone like the ideal person is someone like Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake, people who are having these long video podcasts or question and answer streams. So I can also go in and actually just chop out the question and answer and make individual videos if they want to post them at a later time. So it's not buried in a 2 hour, 3 hour live stream. Like that's kind of what we're doing.
Absolutely love it. Great idea. I think the business model is great as well. It's definitely where I think people are going to. So, guys, we already have one person say, "Hey, I'm interested." She's got 2 slots left. And I'm not a salesperson. Well, I guess I am. I don't want to sell it. I like what Shelly does. I like her as a creator. And don't take my word for it. Search Shelly Saves Today on YouTube and see all of the stuff she has out there. Go to her YouTube channel, and then at the bottom it shows you the ones that are not hidden.
That's right. Yeah,
It
that's
will
right.
show you all her channels that are not hidden, and she is definitely proven and knows what she's doing. And Christian is so very funny. We were talking about all the food. He says he's got to walk it off. Kirk says he's hungry, and
Me too, man.
let me see.
Always.
Yes, so much going on here. So Gretchen is like neither on the cranberry, but my husband, sweet
Cardamom
potatoes is the
sweet
best
whipped
one. That's what's
potatoes.
up. That's what's up.
Yum.
So let's talk about some of the things. I know we talked about food. So Anthony said remote production is hot, hot, hot in the church circle. It really is. It really is. And if people know how to do it the right way. And let me see here. Okay, so live stream brand is preparing something. He had to kind of step up. That being
All
said,
right.
Shelly, help me out because you started, and we probably did this in pieces. Your content creation slash business model that you feel like is succeeding for you. Like from this is how I create content for myself. These are the times that I'm on, and this is the business that I structured and my revenue streams. You mind talking about that a little bit?
Sure. It's a work in progress. Strick. Like, isn't it always like that
Yeah,
for everyone? So I
I
mean,
think
like,
so.
yeah. I mean, the truth is, I'm pretty open book. I get a lot open and honest and like forthright on my YouTube channel. So if you want to go and check out some of the live streams, especially ones about revenue, I'm very candid about not only where I'm making money, how I'm making money, the order and process in which I'm making money, and like the importance of some of these different things. So I'll just say that right now, most of the time, YouTube is not the place where I'm making money. It's everything else. So everything from Amazon influencers, stuff like content minis, copyright stuff. So it's a lot of stuff that isn't like sometimes customer facing or honestly face facing. So let that be a lesson for everybody else out there that there's so many different ways that you can make money as a content creator in this creator economy that like YouTube is really just a tip of an iceberg.
And I agree with you 100%. Going through some of the comments, Keely, Discord for Creators, tell it again for the people in the back, Shelly. So she was responding for to me about how you do have multiple streams of income. And of course, Kurt Nugent said that you have a whole process, an entire masterclass. I just want to make sure that everybody catches some of the things that you were saying. I mean, it really has been a lot of information for us today, and you just kind of casually flow through it. Hey guys, this is what I do, and this is some of the things that works for me. So I think that's really cool, and I appreciate not only that you're sharing it, but how you're sharing it. That I think there's something that people can actually receive, and it's not too much at one time. That
Well,
being
and the
said,
thing is, one of the things that I do is actually I help content creators think of ways to make more money. And I have this, saying that I have a special gift, that I can help anyone else make money but me. Even if you think I'm full of all these ideas and making money, it's like, it's nothing compared to what I do for other people. So I'm just trying to sprinkle some of that magic back home, but I'm working on it. But yeah, that's the thing, is people who
How
want
do
to work with me are people who want to make more money. So,
how do you balance that, Shelly, with like internally wanting to be successful at a certain point because what you're selling and what you can produce through other people, you've proven that, or is your proof what you've done for other people and less of what you're done for doing for yourself?
yeah, it's actually I'm actually going through a personal branding class right now, and one of the things that is, you have to be able to define yourself. And I was talking about how it's so damn hard for me to be able to define what it is I do and who I help and how I do that, because it's different for every person. And so that's the thing, is like, I say, well, how do you have a fitness person? You have a boot camp guy that kicks your butt and yells at you a lot. And then you got the namaste, everything's great type of person. And I'm definitely not the namaste person.
Gotcha.
But but that's the thing, is like, when you work with me, it becomes very personalized about like how we define like what it is that you're actually trying to do, who you're trying to help, what's the actual psychographics of the demographic you're going after, and then brainstorm the different ways that you can make money. The thing is, I'm not personally invested in whether or not you take the advice or not. I'm just there to open, the door, open your eyes, and then like give you possibilities. And then if you want help, let's do that. What's harder though is, how do you put that on a business card, or how do you have that in a tagline? Right? I'm like, I help everyone but me make money. So I was thinking about buying a URL that says anyone but me, but someone bought it. So so I know, I was so mad. I was like, "No." Um, and so that's actually one of the hardest exercises that we're going through right now, is being able to self-identify who it is that I'm helping a lot of time, because I have such a shiny squirrel mentality about shiny object syndrome, that's when like, I can those who can't do teach. So that's me. I'm the teacher. And
Gotcha.
I'm here to help other people. And it used to like bum me a little hard that I would be like, here's this person having all this success, except for not me. But now I'm actually kind of like, I'm kind of gleeful inside about how, like, when I see some of my clients being like, hey, you like when you logged into your YouTube studio and every single one of those was a check mark green, like for the last 28 days, and you're making more money than you ever were before. Yeah, I helped do that. So that
That's
does
pretty
actually make me
cool.
happy, but it's harder to actually also say that to someone and be like, I help people's arrows turn green and great. you
Well, I
know?
mean, I think you're there. Like, I do. Number one thing, I don't want people to miss that you said you're taking a branding course. All right. So for
Yes.
people out there, I am a part, and I know I go to YouTube University on a daily basis, but there has to be a time where you connect with someone like Shelly, with a creator coach. And this is what I want to say. You can get it from YouTube University by spending a whole bunch of time getting free content from everybody. What a coach does is reduce the time spent
Yeah.
researching. They're just gonna catapult you in a whole lot less amount of time. You say, well, what about the money? Well, how much money are you saving by spending some money on a coach? Most people don't think that way, Shelly. They think, well, I'm just gonna learn this, and if it takes me a year to learn it, then I'll know it. What if it could have only took you 3 months to get 12 months of learning that you now have? What's that, 3 minus 12? What is that, 9 months of
9.
actually, there's my math right there. nine
It
months of
is, it
actually
is.
building revenue, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that? I just feel like, having a coach, I'd say it this way. Michael Jordan had a physical trainer that he paid to work him out. So
Yep.
he didn't do it himself. He didn't rely on the Bulls, the basketball team, to hire somebody. He hired his own person to work him out to get him better.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, a lot of the elite people do, right? Russell Wilson has his own chef, and they have their own workout people. They have their own trainers. They have like, people understand that like, when you take someone who has a specialty in something, I'm like, do the Broncos, formerly Seahawks, have like athletic trainers? Yeah. Do they still bring their own doctors in? Yeah. So a lot of people understand that.
all right. So posting Shelly's website link would be much appreciated. So I need to kind of figure that out for you,
So
Shelly.
wait. Funny story about that. I bought an AppSumo deal for lifetime WordPress hosting, put my site on there, And then the server got like taken down and ported to a new one, so it's broken. So yeah, I have an old one, which is Shelly.fyi.
So you're
My
still
main
working.
one is ShellySavesTheDay.com. It's broken right now if you went there. So Shelly.fyi is one that's just a stupid one. It's like a one-page landing page,
Got you, no
but
worries.
it's up there.
Are you a Canva girl at all?
Mm-mm,
You're not? So right now you
no.
can build like websites in Canva and all that kind of stuff, but that's another thing. Don't get me down the Canva route.
I'm actually really pissed because like the server got apparently taken down by like a competitor company from whatever, and they finally gave us new name servers to like point the DNS like records out. I'm like, sweet, finally, because my website's been down for like 6 weeks. Not
Wow.
great. So I put it back up and I spent like I was like, you know what? Because it was on a server where everything got deleted and like it couldn't be recovered. I was like, all right, screw this. I'll just start from scratch, new WordPress installation, do all this stuff. Spent like an entire 2 days on this thing only to have it be reattacked, and now I'm just in the middle. I'm so
Wow.
upset about it, but you know what? You just got to keep moving on. So
You
that's where I'm at.
do. And in the content creator world, the things that we go through, right?
Yep.
I love this. Let's see if we can kind of go down this route Christian wants us to go down for a second. So, Christian, I'm doing this for you. How are you guys researching and setting the cost for your production services? It's a really good
Do you have
question.
friends? Ask them.
There you go.
If they won't tell you, they're not your friends.
So, just so you know, Christian, what she's saying is we all talk to each other. So, if you know someone is doing some remote services, ask them what they charge, and they'll tell you there's a range. It depends. Now, you still going to have to be a
Yeah,
salesperson, but there's a range.
it's going to depend. I mean, you can ask the people, what's your budget? Right? Like you don't have to throw out a number first, just like an HR recruiter. You can also ask them like, what is going to be required of me? Do I need to be there early to set up? Is it only remote producing? Is it like I also have to download it and then edit it and give it to you afterwards? Because are you accounting for your hours there? How many hours straight are you working? And are you going to like have a lunch break? Like you have a few questions that you would, and you're like, what is the hourly rate that you would make, let's say in your city? And then for your expertise, you probably want to double that. So, I mean, if you think about it, you could probably come up with a rough estimate, but if you have like a 2-day event where they offer you $100, don't pay for your room, and then or whatever else, you can be like deuces, no, because some of your friends are probably getting a couple $1,000s for that.
Trust me, there's money to be made in it. It's money to be made in it. Okay, and inbox me. We'll talk. We'll talk. I'll send you the right direction. And Anthony says, "Come on, Strick. For me in this season, it's all about saving time." I
So here's
promise.
the thing: is actually I am going to talk about this for just 1 second. So
Sure,
I
go right
have one
ahead.
of my biggest YouTube videos is how to make a subscribe button, an animated subscribe button for YouTube, and I don't even know. Maybe the video is 12 minutes long. Someone trying to muddle their way along and figure this out could probably do it in 30 minutes if they just stop, pause, do the thing, follow along, maybe 30, 40 minutes. I don't know what an hour is worth in your time, but if it's someone like someone who's really big, it might just behoove them to be like, I would buy that animation off Etsy for $5. You know what I mean? Because there's a
Right.
whole time benefit analysis ratio that they're doing in their head. But it's amazing because I can teach people how to make it. It's free. It's free content. I've made more money off people buying the subscribe button off Etsy than the AdSense from the 300,000 views on that video on YouTube. So you can also give people the choice and be like, hey, this thing is here. It will teach you how to do it, and I'm going to walk you through it, and it's free, but you have to give me an hour of your time, or you have to give me like a credit card, transaction for $5, and you can have it now. Your choice.
But in that the trick? Not the trick. Isn't that what, as a content creator, you would want to do? So if people are not, I guess this is something I can throw out there. If you're a content creator and you don't have a way to monetize or people to buy something that you're talking about, you may be wasting your time as well.
But the thing is, I would say it's about giving people choice and also realizing your time is also worth something too. So like I actually didn't sell that button for like a couple years. That video is like a few years old now, and someone was like, "Oh, I really don't want to have to like do this tutorial. Can't you just like sell it to me?" And I was like,
Light
"Okay,
bulb.
give me an
Yeah.
hour and then go find it on Etsy." And I gave them a link and they bought it. And so I think though a lot of people, the creators, that's where they don't think about it. Like, oh, I have this thing. I just I learned how to do this thing in After Effects, and now I have these really cool animated titles. You know what people do? They sell like animated titles and
Right.
subscribe buttons and LUTs and all these things that now you know how to do, and everyone else was just like, oh, I could just buy it and apply it. Great, let's do it. So
I
if you're not
love
thinking
that.
about something like that as a digital download where you don't have to pay then also to like ship things and mail things, and like, why aren't you starting like an Etsy business, putting it up there for 20-cent listing fee and actually putting some sort of file that people can download? So if you're really big into Canva, you just you have a PDF that you embed with a link to like, this is how you do it, and here's the thing to the file, and you can download it. There you go, and you can start making like money soon for
I
20
love it.
cents.
So she's coaching me, and I invited her to be a guest on my show, and she's giving me free advice. Like, what is it now? Do you do buy me a coffee? Do you have a donate
Yes.
button?
Yes.
Man,
They're all choices, man. And
I
if people
love
want to
it.
do it, great. But if
I
they don't,
love it.
that's fine too.
Christian, it's Facebook, Facebook.DJ Strick. You can find me on Facebook, inbox me there, and I'll have you go in the right direction. Only because Shelly is giving me so much content tonight. Like, we could do whatever. I'll be giving free stuff away as well, some free knowledge there for you.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Business Growth Radio says, hey, I've been building content bridges for clients for a long time and wrote bridges myself. Time to
I get it.
build my structure. There you go. There you
No, I
go.
get it. I feel like everyone else is on the a chairlift that I built for them, you know, like the rocket speed. And I'm like on that little like pull rope thing, like trying not to like fall. Yeah, I get it. I'm there with you.
And all of us, I think that's part of the growth as well, because sometimes I feel like as you are helping other people and you find your one thing that kind of catapults you, and you could sometimes it takes time. You could know a lot of stuff. I know how to create this, I know how to create that, but I do feel like it's one thing that gets people over the real hump in life. And then once they get to where they want to be, they're actually able to do multiple things. But is that one thing that's going to be, Shelly Saves the Day is, that one channel that everybody's watching. Well, you have multiple channels now, but man, that Shelly Saves the Day is, even the phrase is brandable, or it is branded. And I don't even, I know your
It's
last name.
trademarked. You can't use it, people. It's trademarked.
There you go.
I'll come after you. I won't, but whatever.
You even spent money on it. Let's do it. Let's do
Oh,
it.
dude, I had to spend a lot of money. It took a year. It took a year to get my trademark.
Wow.
It's a long process, man. It's a long process. And I would just say sometimes, especially in the beginning, because I believe so strongly in diversification of income, there's nothing wrong with trying a digital product and trying a physical product. So like in my Etsy shop, not only do I have a downloadable subscribe button, I have makeup swatch stencil stickers that I do on my Cricut, which is a die cutting machine. So, and now I'm venturing into stickers, and they have low profit margin, but it's fun because I like to learn and I want to like try things. I want to try all the things sometimes. So now I'm like, I have a video that's coming out on the different types of sticker paper I'm using, and like how I'm using it on my cutting machine, and like what's it like trying to sell physical products. I can tell you sometimes I've sold a bunch of, so in the beauty world, they'll have all of these swatch stickers that you put sometimes on your skin, and then you put makeup on, and then you peel them off, and they look like beautiful shapes, designs, whatever. Here's the thing is, it actually costs a lot in materials. It costs in shipping. It costs in, but sometimes I sell more of those than I do of the digital downloads. So there's nothing wrong with having both and then deciding, is it worth me spending more time and effort in one versus the other? Which one is selling more? The nice thing I like about the digital product is once it's up and I've created it, I never have to touch it again. And so like there's a lot of convenience in that. So it's like, oh, maybe I should just spend some time making some digital products so that I can just set it and forget it. And it just costs me 20 cents every 90 days when I like sell this thing. But that's the thing, is you don't know unless you try it, right? So I think if you're getting started and you don't know yet, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I not want to do? Just try it out.
I love it. I love it. Great advice. Can we do something? And Kristen, I see your message come through. We're gonna get together, sir. So can we do what the thumbnail said we would do?
I was wondering when we're finally gonna like pivot. I was waiting like Ross and like Rachel, like pivot. All right, let's do it.
This has been fun. So I really like to go with the flow, but I didn't want to, it's time for us to talk about YouTube updates. So everybody lock in for just a second because Shelly's going to help us out with some of the latest news from YouTube, because that's where we're sending everybody as a content creator to go. So you want to know about some of the things that's happening there. So Shelly, what's the first thing we need to be aware of?
So one of the first things is one of the biggest changes in YouTube monetization in the partner program that's happened probably in the last 15 years that it's really been introduced. So in the past, the only thing that they really changed was, it went from you had to be invited into like you had to meet a criteria. And then at one point they just shrunk the criteria or grew the criteria. Either way you want to put that, I guess, whichever direction you're looking at it, which was just the number of subscribers and on like watch time. Now they actually have, for all of the influx of short form content that's out there, they had temporarily the YouTube Shorts Creator Fund, which was set to expire at the end of this calendar year. And so what you have is a lot of people who are competing for a pile of money, like I think it was like $100 million or something like that. And they were trying to figure out a better way to monetize when it comes to YouTube Shorts. There were also some limitations, which was like the amount of music that you could use, which is usually set at 15 seconds, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So the reason that I wasn't at People of Video is because YouTube invited me to go down to California for this event called Made on YouTube.
Okay.
And
you didn't.
That's why I wasn't at People of Video. I wanted to go. I wanted to go. So
big time.
And it just happened to be the same days. So the Made on YouTube event was basically a press release announcing two big changes. The first was YouTube Partner Program monetization for Shorts as a new entry way into the YPP program. So you could do the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, the double factor authentication, those things, no community guideline strikes. The second was basically kind of like a newer upgraded creator fund. And so it was, if you have 10, I have it, 10 million views over a 90-day period, and it won't be retroactive, it would be from the day that they probably like started and then going forward, then, and also 1,000 subscribers, then that would be a second way to qualify to get into YPP. And once in the program, you have all the same benefits. So that's access to membership, super thanks, super stickers, all of the things that everyone else in YPP gets. You would get it even if you came in from Shorts views. Now, a lot of people had a lot to say about 10 million views being
threshold,
just impossible. But the truth is, a lot of the time when people were getting paid from the Shorts fund anyway, one of the criteria was, also views. And a lot of the people who are getting paid, because I'm in the YouTube Shorts community, and we have this roundtable. It's an official like little community from YouTube, and you have like certain partner managers, and you meet like once a month or something like that, and you with other creators, and you kind of chat about things. And we have a Discord, and we talk about how a lot of the people who are getting paid anyway, like some of these people are getting like 11 million views in 30 days. Like it's a better replacement to the Shorts fund. You know what I mean? So instead of it's just a different way to think about it. So the people who are already getting paid, they're not going to have a problem. It's kind of the same.
Gotcha.
But it's for everyone else who never really has seen a payment anyway. They're not understanding that it's really not that big of a deal. A lot of these creators were getting it in a 30-day period, not a 90-day period. So, and if you weren't getting those types of views anyway, you weren't really getting paid from the creator fund anyway. But this is actually only one part of it. The second part was they released a whole slew of information around creator music, is what they're calling it. So separate from the YouTube music library. Yeah, which is free to everybody, right? Which is the no copyright type sound so that you can use it in your videos. They're creating a new music library. Oh, dating sites have entered the chat.
Yeah, they have. They'll be deleted in just a second.
No, I saw it over. I was like, ooh, emojis. And I'm like, oh, emojis.
Right.
So the basic premise of this is that they're starting with independent artists, and eventually they'll have some of the bigger labels come in. But it means that music is going to be able to be used in tons of different ways. So number one, when it comes to creating shorts, you'll be able to use up to 60 seconds, which is how long a short is, of music, whereas a lot of people were frustrated before it was only 15 seconds, as well as the fact is if you were using music from inside the shorts player, you were never going to be eligible for monetization on that video anyway, because it was used from the third-party license agreement they have. So you could still qualify for some of the views in the Shorts bonus fund, but not any other type of monetization, if that makes sense.
Does.
And people would ask, can you even monetize Shorts? You could, depending on where the views came from. If it wasn't in the Shorts shelf, which is like where 95% of the views come from, if it was on your channel page or browse or something like that, you could monetize those views if you didn't have any music in it. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you did a lot of talking head stuff, which a lot of people do, you could, if your video had blown up someplace else and not in the Shorts shelf, you could have gotten money from that. But otherwise, it was never going to happen, no matter where the views came from. So now the new thing is, not only are you going to be able to use 60 seconds, but there's actually going to be a rev share split on those videos as well. So it's going to be a 45-55 split, which is reversed from what the normal is to take care of a lot of the music licensing, which is super expensive, as well as this new music creator program is actually going to be a library with songs that, how do I best explain it? Songs that range from $0 to thousands of dollars, and it's dependent on your channel size, and it's set in price by the music manufacturing company, houses, whatever you want to call them. And it's a single-use license for a single video on your channel, and you'll be able to do a few different things. You'll either be able to do a revenue split with them, that 45-55, or you can pay for a license and then keep all the money. So this is like really big for a lot of people because you'll be able to use this copywritten music in your videos. So that was a lot. Let me know the questions.
That was a lot. And I think that if it was me, when we're talking about music, and I would probably do the revenue share. I would just do the split. So
I think a lot of people would.
Because you just never know, what video is going to hit or not. And sometimes you may have to do multiple videos in order, sometimes you do multiple videos that are kind of similar, or you change it up a little bit, and then it goes viral.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think a lot of people will choose that option because of the fact that there's no money involved up front, right? And then it's kind of like this bonus, like, oh, I got these views, I get a rev share split instead of just getting that awful little thing, copyright claim. And then depending on the copyright claim, because, they can limit, depending on the company music house, they can limit the distribution in certain countries if they want to, based on each track. So you may not want that either.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
you can totally do it. So they actually have a slide and study that shows like about 95% of all of the music claims that are out there on copyright claim, they won't actually take it down. They'll let you keep it up, but they'll take all the revenue from it. And in select instances, they'll block certain countries from it being shown or played. So this is a big change for the music industry too, because not only do a lot of people not want to be restricted in viewership and reach and stuff like that, but a lot of people don't use popular music from these places, which means their artists don't get exposure and they don't get more record sales because of they're afraid of all the claims or up to copyright strikes. So this will actually make it so that once this agreement is in place, you'll, one, know that you're not going to be restricted by country, or if you are going to be, you know that ahead of time. And two, you're going to be able to like make way more money potentially than you did before.
Wow. And that's for everybody. So I think, we were talking earlier, I explained that my wife is a musician. So now her having an opportunity to have other people use her music, it's just another revenue stream. Now, we do have a distributor that handles YouTube. So there's already a distributor there. And if someone is playing her music just because, their job is to go out and make that copyright strike or whatever.
Is that like DistroKid or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's different than DistroKid, but it's similar to that kind of setup. And basically, we've had like one of her largest songs on the internet is something that someone else posted. And the reason why is because of the thumbnail, of course. It's the song and the thumbnail. Now, we wouldn't put a thumbnail up like that because it's very risque based on the song that she did and the title of the song. But it really did go, and it's the largest one. But because...
what's funny is just because it's also large, they may not be making any money, period. Also, because not only the copyright claim, but they have a separate thing with AI that reads the thumbnails too. And if it is deemed racy or inappropriate, or you could have limited ads on it anyway, but it wouldn't matter because you're not getting the revenue. So
yeah, well, I think at this point we are getting revenue with it, and this is somewhat in the middle. It's more risque than we would be. How about I said that way?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's been up for a while, and it's several years old at this point, but people are still watching it.
Yeah.
People that are in that
That's what you
niche.
got to love about YouTube, the evergreenness of the whole thing, right? Unlike TikTok or Instagram Reels, which really is a flash in the pan and usually very hard to like have something hit like 9 months or a year and a half later. YouTube can have that. There's a lot of seasonality, especially annually when you think of something like Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, Halloween, and all of a sudden it's like, doesn't really matter if the Halloween treats was from 2020, like it's still food. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. I do want to address this comment that I just saw come in real quick. This is Taro Diane
Uh-huh.
about spam comments. I just thought this was fascinating. I was looking up online and 754 million comments were removed on YouTube in a 90-day period. 99 point something percent of which are removed automatically through AI and the bots of YouTube, and only 1% ever is done through manual claiming. So I think it's funny because as much as we all like bitch and complain about it, can you imagine how long it would take any human to ever remove 754 million
Yeah,
comments?
that's a lot. That's a
Like,
lot.
it's just so many, man. It's so many.
In
That
this case today, and I know eventually one of our moderators is going to come and clean this up for us, but it's in the title of that particular channel that they have. And
mm.
that's not in some of the readings. So if it
Oh,
was if it's a comment, it's different. Like this is the title of that channel, and that's the reason why some of this is kind of breaking through, if that makes sense.
what's also funny is not only that, but I've seen it. StreamYard had come across this instance where their channel got taken down off YouTube for a while. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Because they were showing and displaying the live stream at one point on screen, and sites like this with bad names in the title as well as the comments were getting auto read through the AI in YouTube. And it was
Wow.
reporting against the channel as if the channel was broadcasting, which technically it was. And they had to go through a whole rigmarole to get the channel back because it was actually not not online for a couple
Wow.
weeks.
So this is something that we teach, and tonight I am caught off guard just a little bit by not having a moderator to actually go through it and get this, but they will actually clean that up. So no worries on that end. And to answer the question, that's what you need. You need a friend with you so they can monitor the comments and kind of help you. If those things come up, they can just take them down. Really, really cool. And David, it's
You
good to
can
see.
also,
Go ahead. Go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. I
No,
say a
no.
couple of other safeguards is one, if you set a lot of the time streams to subscriber only, a lot of the time they won't get through either because they won't bother like being subscribed. And if you do something like you have to have already been subscribed for at least like 5 minutes because you can set like a time limit. So it can't just be someone who is just hit the button and then you can even set like, oh, you had to have been subscribed for at least an hour, which means they won't wait around that long. So that's one
Right.
thing. And then if you have, I don't know what words list looks like, but mine's like 500 like words in there. So every once in a while when I get a new one that comes through, I'm like, bravo, I am impressed. That's a new one.
Right.
Thank you for adding to the dictionary for me.
Well, here at Ecamm, we do have Mr. Paul Duncan, and he is Mr.
Oh,
Moderator.
yes.
And
Moderator extraordinaire, man.
yeah. So he's come through and cleaned it up. And I think Paul has, I don't want to go overboard, but I think it may be upwards to 2,000 words that he's using to block. So,
Oh, it's a competition now, is it? I'm gonna have to go count. No.
yeah, you might have to go count. My block word is posted. Okay, yeah. It's for words, and it's not posted a channel name. So he was verifying what I'm saying. Like we don't block for channel names, of course,
Yeah.
and that's how you have a moderator, because some people will bots have figured it out, put it in the
We
channel
sure
name,
have.
and there you go. And there's
Yes.
Christian. Man, check him out. So he says, I will
Yeah.
buy it for you. So that's what I need. All right, Katie, and see
Yes.
if she's interested. Christian, again, we'll connect, sir. We'll connect. I would love to talk to you.
Okay, back
So,
to music.
yes,
Right?
it's
What do
right
you got?
back to it. And again, yes, over 2,000 words and phrases. So there you go.
Or if y'all
Shelly.
have questions about the whole music thing, I'd love to try and answer some. That would be super, super duper fun. There are a select number of people that are in beta right now. I think it's approximately 1,000. If you want to a sneak peek on what the interface looks like, I actually posted one as a YouTube short on my channel. You can take a look. And it was so interesting because at the Made On YouTube event, they actually took us out to dinner the night before. And I was sitting next to the VP of product and I was like, blah, 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 all this stuff. This is what I hate about YouTube, blah, 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 as I do, thanks for dinner, by the way. I said, hey, can you tell me about this thing that I saw? Cause I'm in the back end of this channel. He's like, wait, how do you know about this? And I'm like, because I'm in the back end of a channel that I sometimes help with. And he's like, I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm like, I saw it with my own eyes. And he's like, maybe it's something that you could hear more about tomorrow. So I had just actually seen it one day before, or like a couple days before they were ready to talk about it. But in that particular channel, I saw that the prices range from 0 to 6,000. Now, the way that this works as well, it's one video, one license, one at a time. There are some whole bunch of things that you can and cannot do with music. I thought this was super interesting. I have a list. Renee Ritchie is the new YouTube liaison, and he was like, if you have questions, let me know. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you offered. Because not only did I send him like just a novel of questions, I think I had probably 11 questions in it. Then the next day I was like, oh, I thought of some more. Here's some more. And he's like, oh, okay, let me go take this to the team. And he's investigating, but there were a whole bunch of things because I was reading things that you can and cannot do with the music. And one thing that we talked about earlier is that with the one license, if you go in to the music library and you decide to download a song, you either will pay one of two times. You'll pay when you download it because you just know you're going to use it, and then you have a set time that you have to use it by. Or you can pay as your finished video is being uploaded and then it's going through the copyright checks. It will be like, oh, I know this music and this song is in it because it's in our library. Would you like to pay for it, or do you want to do the rev split? It's kind of be the choice.
Gotcha.
Now, the way it is if you purchase the license as well, some of the license have expiration dates. And I would have to assume that after that time, it would go into a rev split, even if you originally paid for it. So some of them you have to look at like very, very carefully, and like what the license looks like and the terms and conditions. But also when you purchase it and download it, it will consider it spent if you've ever made the video that it's attached to public. So you can upload a video. Let's say you're checking for monetization strikes or otherwise like ad suitability, because a lot of people will do that. Or perhaps you're doing it as like an unlisted video because you have a sponsor on it or something like that. So as long as it's never been public, then you can move that license for the song and attribute it to a different video. If you made that video public, you have spent your license. So if you spent $6,000 on the song, you're just SOL. You would have to buy it again, even if it was like, that wasn't the finished video. They'll be like, thank you very much for the money, re-upload it, pay for the license again, or do the rev split. When you put it on public, that's when your license is spent. My friend Justin Brown Primal video is in the
I was gonna
Christina
get to
Smallhorn. Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, Christina, I saw you live streaming today. I saw your video about the small homes and the company that went under the Holy Ground one. Oh, well done on that. I thought you looked beautiful, by the way. Justin Brown, so good to see you. I'm sorry you weren't at Vid Summit, but I hope to see you at Vid Summit 2023.
There you go, Shelly. I don't want to say anything, but you did like have a squirrel moment there. I'm not acknowledging it.
Are you kidding me?
At all.
Always. Like, you don't even... Always.
So definitely thank you too. And Justin, thank you. He's saying hello to the Ecamm fam. And of course, he's part of the family as well. He's coming on to the show very soon, guys. So we'll be watching out for the announcement for Justin Brown Primal video being right here on the stream.
Heck
I'm excited about that.
I have to watch that one.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
I love Justin.
Cool. Yeah, great information. And I probably got Ecamm after watching this video as well. You know how that goes.
Yes. There are several things, though, that you can and cannot do with this music. So I thought a lot of people should actually also know this. So I'm going to put out some of the FAQs if you're ready, because no one else has asked. So I'm just going to bombard you with
help us out. We're
no one else has asked any questions about it.
It's all new. I think what probably stopped everybody is when you mentioned like one of the songs, the license could be $6,000. I know that's on the high end. I think I saw that video too that someone made about how expensive it could be.
That was me. I made the video.
I saw your video while I was doing my research.
Well, here's the thing is it also is dependent on channel size and reach. So the thing is you may log in and see that same song for $50. And Zach King may, log in and see that song for $100,000. So it really depends. And it's set by the music houses, not by YouTube. So they're just kind of facilitating that like transaction. But there's also, let's take a look here. So another thing, because you could get it maybe for cheaper because you have a smaller channel than, let's say, Ecamm, right?
Right.
So let's just say Ecamm wants the song and it's $100, and on you, when you log in, once it's released to everybody, it's $30. These are made up numbers, people. Technically, you could not buy it for Ecamm to transfer it to them because they
Gotcha.
know that it was bought for, you know what I mean? Because
My
each one that
channel.
when you download is tied to then a channel, and they know the size, and that's why it's a certain price. So that's absolutely something that people are going to have to look out for. So especially if you have like multiple channels and one is like, let's say 50,000 subscribers and one is like 100 subscribers, you can't buy it from the 100 subscriber channel for the 50,000 if the price is different.
Gotcha.
Another thing is there's a whole bunch of restrictions on if you're using it. And this is part of my question set that I sent over to Renee, was it says that you can't use it in a way that would make it look like an advertisement. So a lot of those, pretty B-roll shots that tech YouTubers do, like when a new iPhone comes out, technically, and I don't know who's like judging and engaging this, you couldn't really use it for that, because let's say if it was for the iPhone and you're doing this beautiful B-roll montage, if it could possibly be mistaken for like an advertisement for an iPhone or Apple, that's not the intended use for it. You know what I mean? So you can't use it for that. Also, you can't use it if you are a company that is basically like an agency that just makes commercials for others. It's really meant to be used in other ways. So they have lots of weird restrictions on that. Like, yes, you could use it on a sponsored video. They have these examples where it says like, Susie has a YouTube channel about makeup, and at the very beginning they have a sponsor by HelloFresh. A lot of them do HelloFresh, right?
Right.
And so if you're like, hey, I'm talking about this blender and blah blah blah, all this stuff, and then you use music later in your putting on your tutorials and your speed laps or something like that, that would technically be okay. But if you did it as like an entire like shot scene of you setting up your and it was like mainly just that in the music, that would technically not be okay. Like it gets really like nuanced, and it says like you can't use it for like lyric videos. You can't use it for like artwork. So I said something like, well, let's say I'm a digital artist and I still have stuff in Procreate, and I'm doing time lapses of me making, let's say it's a Billie Eilish song, let's just say. And
Okay.
I'm a digital artist and I decide to do a portrait of Billie Eilish while that song is playing, right? Because like, oh, that would make sense. Technically, in some instances, I'm asking, this is another question I have out. I'm like, so you're saying if I'm a digital artist in Procreate drawing her portrait, I can't do it to that song? That's an open question, because technically they're saying it would fall in line with like lyric videos and it's not really adding anything to, and I'm like, but it's displaying my skills as an artist, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's an open question that we still have out. Like, right?
So Justin is like, it sounds pretty complicated, but it didn't have to be automatically right if the idea is for YouTubers to be able to play it on their streams. It's just now there comes with some conditions to playing it.
And I would probably not do a whole bunch of music. And someone had asked me this on Twitter, and then I got tagged in on Twitter. If you're doing some like a live stream and it's an hour long, because it's per license per song, I was like, it's gonna get real expensive to be able to buy the license for all of them to have background music. I probably wouldn't do that. I would just use something like Epidemic Sounds, Creator Mix, all of those things, because it's cheaper. Because they have stated that if you use multiple songs in the same video, you would still have to have a license for each one that plays if it's in the catalog. Does that make sense?
Wow.
So it wouldn't actually be cheap for most people to do it for like an hour-long stream. So someone asked me if they thought like Epidemic Sounds and all these places we're going to go out of business, and I'm like, oh no, absolutely not, because
Okay.
there's so many scenarios where you're still going to need more music, right? And just because there is music available to purchase, it doesn't mean it's the right music for whatever scene, because they haven't also gotten a lot of these major record labels in yet. So that's one thing right there. But another thing is they are very specific on the one video, one license, one platform, which is YouTube. So you cannot take that video, put it on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere else. They'll actually come after you for that, because it's only for YouTube as well. So Epidemic or, Audio Hero or all these other places where you're getting music, you're going to be able to use that on other platforms. And then someone asked me if they thought like Licked or a company like that would be out of business or really worried about it. And I was like, also, No, because another thing is creator music so far is only available from what I see are first released in the United States. So everyone else, you're still going to have to use whatever
There's other
music place that you're
platforms.
using, right? And another thing is, if you actually think about what Lick does, Lick also allows you to license one video, one song, for YouTube, something like that, at a discounted price or a one-time price as well. It's basically we don't know yet what the catalog is going to look like from one service to another. So I envision a future where you say something like, "Oh, the new Britney Spears song is out with Elton John. Is it on Licked? Is it on YouTube Music? Is it on Epidemic Sound?" Let's just say, and it's going to be that. Just like when you say, "Oh, you know what? Tonight I want to watch Friends. It's not on Netflix anymore. Now it's on Hulu, or now it's on streaming on Peacock, or now it's whatever." It's going to be, I have a song in mind, and I want to know which platforms I need to purchase it from to let me use it. Is how I kind of see it in the future.
So do you think there's going to be another business, or you just got to Google the song and see where it's available?
Um, well, the Creator Music Library already exists, and from what I've seen so far, there was only about like 500 some songs right now. So it's very small. So technically, because it's also in the beta and it hasn't released and we don't have a lot of those major labels in there yet, I'm curious to see what it looks like once the major players get in there and who they bring in their catalog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to see then too, if let's say I want that Billie Eilish song, like what's the price differential between YouTube and Licked if they're both going to offer it, or is it only available on one versus the other? Is it going to be exclusive to one platform or the other? We don't know yet. We don't know what that landscape really looks like, but I think it's fascinating.
I
I
think
could talk
that
about this all day. Seriously. I don't know if anyone else is like interested and we've lost them, but like, I'm just like, but I have so many questions. I have questions.
so the use case for me as a DJ, I would love to be able to get back to the days of being able to do a video show. And that's something I can't do right now because of the copyright. So if there's a way for me to either DJ on YouTube or do a video show on YouTube, that would be like the best. I would love to be able to do that but I don't have the ability to get all the licensing to do
Yeah,
that.
licensing
I
is
would have
tough.
to contact all the labels, and then they would have to white label me to be able to do it,
Yep.
and for particular songs, and that could really be a headache too.
Yeah.
Or undoable. Labels can say, no, we don't want you to play our videos on your channel. We want it to be on our channel.
So I think right now where they're looking at this is the music copyright system has been, well, one, abused and like antiquated, but like there's a big, glaringly obvious, like, we know it's not perfect type of
Right.
system. And it's
Got it.
running on this set of rules that was set like a long time ago. Right. And now it's like, how do we bring something that was set 15, 20 years ago and following these laws? How do we work with all of these music manufacturers to basically change the landscape of music, which I think is what's happening here. And so I think I anticipate some bumps and bruises and stuff along the way, but I think once the major labels kind of like get on board and we see those prices really start to like streamline and see where everyone's going to be at. If you think about at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is we want to be able to let users have the best experience, because let's say you're Kyle Hanagami, who does a lot of choreography videos. He has a song in mind that he wants to be able to choreograph to, but he also then has to make a choice. Do I do it to this song and not get any money? Hopefully maybe take a sponsor on this video or something else like that. Do I do it on a different song that has the same beats per minute, isn't exactly what it was going for? Hopefully it wasn't choreographed to the lyrics, and just so I can monetize it, right? And
Right.
then you have like this experience for the user on the other end. It's like, gosh, it would have been the best video possible if it was done to the song it was originally intended, right? And
Right.
you have to then say, do I want the views? Do I want the money? Do I want both? So in this new world, he can say, I want to use the Jason Derulo track that this originally is for. Jason gets super happy because he's like, Kyle's using my song and it's getting exposure to millions of views, and people are going to go out and buy the song and stream the song and blah, 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 the song. The record label is happy because also that's happening as well. And
Right.
the end user is happy because, oh, wow, these lyrics and this choreography, wow, they go perfectly together, which is so it's really the harmony of everything happening at the end. It's just, that's the initial end. That's the initial end. Oxymoron. That is the end goal in mind. It's just how we're going to get to that is a little more nebulous. But the intention is now also, let's say you're doing a dancing video and it's a TikTok style or vertical video shot and it's up to 60 seconds. Like, how frustrating was it before when it was only able to be 15 seconds? Now, not only can you use the music that you want for up to the length that you want to, because sometimes you just can't get it done in 15 seconds, which is the
Right.
music cutoff, and you're still going to be able to make money. So it's kind of like this win-win-win, because now you also have people who were never going to use this popular music in their videos because they didn't want to get hit with a copyright claim or strike. So it's going to be a win for everyone. And we also know that we get a lot of like false copyright claims or different stuff like that. And now you're going to be able to make any video that you want to, regardless of, worrying about the copyright thing, and have it be the best experience that it can be.
So I appreciate you going through all of this, especially on the music side. That being said, you do a live stream on Sunday nights as well, and you're
Do every
doing some
Sunday.
music stuff. Tell me about it.
So I live stream every Sunday. I do it on Twitch. I used to live stream on Twitch and YouTube, but one, I get hit with a copyright claim. If I go into any of them, it'll be, because I usually stream for 2-3 hours. It'll just be like a wall of like this song, this song, this song, this song. And
Wow.
so so I do something called Sad Song Sundays. So I either sing sad songs and ballads, or I take happy songs like Barbie Girl and I make it really sad. And just do it like at like 1/3 speed. That's just my jam. And so a lot of people like to wind down their week listening to sad songs, me on a guitar. So if you enjoy that, you can catch me either on Facebook or on Twitch.
So I did see it on Facebook. That's where I saw it. I
Yeah, because I
did see that.
multi-stream with Ecamm,
That's
because
what's up.
Ecamm is Bay. So yeah, I do a multi-stream. So I do to Twitch and to Facebook, and I do Sad Song Sunday. I could probably throw YouTube, I guess, back in the mix, but whatever. No one watches on YouTube, so.
There you go. I
Oh,
love
I
it.
also do it on TikTok. I'm waiting for the TikTok RTMP integration, so I haven't gotten that yet. But
Okay.
so I
That's what.
usually have a phone that sits right here in front of me, so I do that, and then I have the Ecamm that goes to Facebook and Twitch.
Okay. So, and I need to kind of get into more of this with some of our guests that are multi-talented like yourself. I would love for you. Well, you say you get copyright strikes when you go live, so I don't want to do that on the Ecamm, on
Yeah,
the
no, Katie
Ecamm
would be
YouTube
mad.
channel.
Rock.
But we
Like,
gotta
come on.
figure this out. So there is something rumors about a Ecamm talent show. So maybe we'll have to circle back around to that and figure it out. All right. Um,
Maybe.
Anthony is like, Facebook is doing a very a good job of already an imperfect system for copyrights,
I
even more
know.
imperfect. So it is
I
very
got a
very
copyright
hard on a lot
claim
of these
on Facebook
platforms. Mm.
for a 3-hour live stream, and they said I got a copyright claim because it says it may contain up to 1 second of copyright. And I'm like, first of all, it contains way more than that. But I'm like, what a weird phrasing. Like, it contains 1 second of like copywritten material in the 3-hour. Like, not only do you suck at your auto catching, because like
Right,
almost 80% of it would be, but like it's like the collection agency that would mail you some like a letter being like, you owe 1 penny, when the stamp costs like 48
right,
cents. It's like, make it make sense, dude.
right.
It's like
Hey, how can people, and I know there are more than one way, and we talked about it today, connect with you because I've already tried to sell your repurposing business. So if people are watching this, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can always email me if you wanted to, I guess. Shelly Saves the Day Show at Gmail. But you can also find me you can find me everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. Yes. Yeah. Send me a DM on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, Shelly Saves the Day. Yeah.
So
All
I'm
the
gonna be
places, man.
honest, guys that are watching, I DM'd her on Facebook.
Oh, did you?
I think so.
Whatever. I think we're
I think
friends on
so.
Facebook, right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, we're
probably.
Facebook friends. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now we're
See,
Instagram friends. So
I don't
there
think
you
we
go.
are, but I still
You don't
stalk
think
you.
so?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna
I
change
don't
that
know.
like right now. Hey guys, thank you so very much for checking us out. If you watched this or you're watching this in the replay and you haven't liked the show, like just It's real simple. Click the like button. Let us know that you
Gently
enjoyed the content we're making today and that it's very helpful to you. It goes a long way for us, okay? Shelly, thank you so very much for the time. And I was anticipating I would have a good time, but I really had a good time.
That's good.
So
That's low expectations. We blow them away. Great.
it wasn't low.
Like,
Like I
I thought it'd
said,
be
I
all
knew we
right.
was gonna have a good time, and now it was such a great day. And then thank you for everybody in the comments. You guys were awesome. Thanks again to Paul Duncan, our moderator, for helping us out in the comments, and all of you guys, including Justin Brown, for coming through. And thank you so very much. And I will have him on really soon. I got Bradley Vincent coming back for Bradley Teaches, and I also have Jim Carell coming. He's going to be talking about green screens in a couple of weeks. So, guys, I've got some things coming through for you guys. What's that?
Okay, speaking of green screens, though, okay, go check out the latest short that I posted on my YouTube channel, because it's basically why I refuse to use collapsible green screens anymore. And
Okay.
it's a speed lap. It's basically me fighting with it, even while I'm watching the tutorial on TV about how to fold up the retractable green screen. And in fact, it's still over there I can't get into it, but also I can't get into that. The reason that I'm posting so many shorts right now, because I'm not always a shorts focused channel, is because I'm part of the YouTube Shorts community, and we're doing a challenge this month. It's to post 30 shorts in 30 days. So that's why you'll see that
Awesome.
and the hashtag shorts30 running around. So just FYI.
How's it going for you?
You know what? It's going well because it started on October 3rd. So the sprint runs October 3rd through November 1st. So technically, what are we, like, I don't know, 7 days in, something like that, almost 7 days in. And I think I'm at like 8 or 9. So
That's
I'm
good.
feeling pretty good about it right now. So pretty good.
I like it. I have a collection that I'm gonna load up like one day. All the collection that I have more than 30 done, but I haven't put the shorts in YouTube yet. So I'm
Why
going
don't
that
you
way.
load them up and then schedule them to go live? And then you don't have to, you can just set it and forget it.
That's the plan. That's the plan, definitely. So again, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. And guys, we will see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should say I will see you. I'm going to let Shelly go so she can sing and her happy, sad songs.
That's right. Sad Song Sunday.
There you go. Thank you,
That's
Shelly.
what it's called.
Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.